They're banned in the Middle East, but support for them is growing in Britain. They're targeting young minds at universities and colleges, and their extremist brand of Islam is dividing Britain's Muslim communities. Public eye looks behind the veil of the militant Islamic group, Hizb-ut-Tahrir. A Sunday evening in Bradford, and carloads of young Muslims from all over the country arrive at a community centre. The address, Lum Lane, in the heart of the Yorkshire City's notorious red light district. It's a warm evening, but inside the centre, the political temperature is even warmer.
We are Muslims, and as Muslims, they should be aware what it means to be Muslim in this God-forsaken country. We have been born. We didn't ask Allah to put us here in this country. We've been born in what you can call the cesspit, the trash bin of humanity. Britain, Great Britain.
10 days previously, violence had erupted between the police and young members of Bradford's Muslim community. An uneasy peace has followed. But there's nothing peaceful about the message of Hizb-ut-Tahrir, the political group who've organised the meeting.
And they are so worried when they see Muslims getting up, standing up and saying, yes, we believe in Islam, we believe Islam is our way of life, and we're not just going to sit down and take the sort of rubbish, the sort of filth that has been meted out to us day in and day out.
Hizb-ut-Tahrir are in Bradford looking for converts to their cause, a cause that rejects and despises Western society.
And it's not only Bradford that's got a red light district, the whole country's swamped with prostitutes, pimps, club crawlers. Every city's got an area like this, at least one area like this. And that is the filth of Western society. That's the filth of the Western way of life.
Hizb-ut-Tahrir's political agenda for Britain is radical. An end to democracy and its replacement by Islamic rule, imposed by one worldwide Islamic state, the Khilafah.
Why it is, Islam is always being attacked.
They consider themselves intellectual terrorists, and they're fast becoming Britain's most visible and disruptive Muslim group. With an estimated 2,000 hardcore activists, they're dividing Muslim from Muslim, and Muslims from other Britons.
We believe Islam represents panacea for British society. We believe Islam represents an ideological solution as capitalism regresses and slowly cracks up. We believe that Islam will produce the ideological solution for human problems. And we portray that strongly and forcibly wherever we can.
Hizb-ut-Tahrir have active underground cells throughout the Middle East. Their political model is the state the Prophet Muhammad created in Mecca 1400 years ago.
Muslim rulers, you are traitors! Israel, you will die!
And the bottom line of their ideology is military action. They've recommended the hijacking of Israeli aircraft, and they've attempted coups and assassinations in several Muslim states.
If there are obstacles to the natural birth, then it requires a cesarean. And the cesarean section is, we believe, the people who are the surgeons in society, who have the material power in society, is the army and the military. So there's a special concentration of Hizb-ut-Tahrir's activities in the Muslim armies of our countries.
How close have your supporters in the armies of Muslim countries got to attempting a coup?
There have been many attempts in Turkey, in Iraq, in Syria, at overturning the system. Very close. But you know, victory is in God's hands.
No wonder they're banned in the Middle East.
How many members do you have in this country?
That's a question which I'm not allowed to answer.
Why not?
It's an administrative detail. Hizb-ut-Tahrir never discusses administration in public.
Is that because you have, in fact, very few members?
No, it's not because we have many members or very few members, it's because Hizb-ut-Tahrir considers that its call is its public face and its public image, and we will never change it from that.
Such coyness doesn't apply to the party's message. In countless publications, the workings of the Islamic State are set out. But so is the party's intolerance and hatred, with quotes from holy texts sometimes used as crude political slogans about Hindus and the gods they worship.
Intellectually, it is very difficult to convince any normal human being to worship the cow or monkey or the sexual organs of the female.
About gays.
Kill the one who does it and the one to whom it is done.
About democracy.
The idea of a democratic society is deceptive, dangerous and unworkable. Democracy is hypocrisy.
And especially about Jews.
The hour of resurrection will not occur until Muslims fight Jews and the Muslims kill them.
Do you think the Holocaust happened in the Second World War?
I wasn't there.
What's your opinion about it then?
Hizb-ut-Tahrir have no adoption on the Holocaust.
But you have at meetings, on record, it's on record, that you at meetings, at Hizb-ut-Tahrir meetings, have raised questions about it.
Hizb-ut-Tahrir has no opinion about the Holocaust.
Do you yourself have an opinion about the Holocaust?
I have an opinion about lots of things.
Can you tell me what your opinion about the Holocaust
My capacity today is as a member, as a spokesman of Hizb-ut-Tahrir. Hizb-ut-Tahrir have no adoption on the Holocaust.
But you yourself are on record at a meeting in Sheffield of saying that you are unconvinced by the historical evidence of the Holocaust. Is that your opinion?
Hizb-ut-Tahrir have no opinion about the Holocaust. I'm here. Honestly, Robin, this is very unfair. Honestly, this is ridiculous. If this really is going to be the nature of your program, I would prefer not to have come to today's meeting. This is irrelevant. You think Hizb-ut-Tahrir is really that small and petty-minded to discuss one rule about homosexuals or one rule or some historical evidences about the Holocaust? We're much bigger than that, Robin. We're much bigger than that.
If you are,
You're not aware about that?
You're
not aware about... You think our discussion, our basis of our life is to discuss Jews, the Holocaust and homosexualities. And that's going to be the nature of this program. Then you're distorting tremendously what Hizb-ut-Tahrir are doing, and I put this accusation to Richard already about the media. That is just typical of the media, and this is what you call democracy.
But Fareed Qasim has publicly questioned whether 6 million Jews were killed during the Second World War. Public Eye has obtained a recording of a talk he gave at Sheffield Hallam University in March.
I have my own intellectual opinion about the Holocaust. I have my own opinion which I've studied, I've read many documents about it, and I've weighed it up. And it's just a question that I believe that there are certain political forces which suit them very nicely, this argument about the Holocaust, but I haven't found myself the historical evidence to be satisfactory.
At a Hizb-ut-Tahrir meeting, like the one in Bradford after the riots, it takes a brave man to stand up for a tolerant and peaceful Islam.
Live in intolerance and peace with all creation. You understand? And Islam is not an extremist way of life. Islam is a peaceful method of life. How are we going to present Islam to these brothers? How are we going to present Islam to the non-Muslims? Islam, the way you are presenting Islam is through an extremist view. And in Islam there is no extremism. Why don't you go to the
Rasulullah did jihad against the Jews, Khaybar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam treated Hudaybiyah and then took out the Jews of Khaybar. Don't talk about extremism, Yaki. Don't read the Kafir newspaper. Don't read these people.
Have some respect. Me, myself, this idea, very good idea. I'm asking you, brother, I ask you to make a simple, straightforward point.
The question now is whether moderate Muslims will make their voices heard above this clamour. If not, Hizb-ut-Tahrir's extremism will continue to drive a wedge between Muslim and non-Muslim in Britain.